Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Captain America Symbol of Truth issue 14. Yeah, pretty nice cover there. Really kind of brings everything that we've had going on in Sam's run here onto this cover, and I really like this issue. It was a nice kind of come down celebration kind of thing, while also wrapping up stuff of what's going on with like Sam and Joaquin. Even though it doesn't completely tie it off, we'll have to see how things go on with that. So we see pretty much that Sam is kind of dealing with the fallout and everything that was like going on with the Cold War. He's just in Harlem kind of doing his like workout and everything and just kind of thinking about stuff, as we then see that it is his birthday. And granted, I actually love that they threw a surprise party for him. You got Misty there, and you see the American flag cake and everything, all with the red, white, and blue and everything. It just works really well. Let's see here. Then we see him kind of just like mingling around with the rest of his family. His one brother being like calling him little brother. He's like, I raised you. And that Jodie Casper calling him Unc. And then they start like singing happy birthday and everything. One of his older relatives asking about his adventures, but saying that it's classified and everything. And of course, Jodie being like, hey, what's the whole point of being able to go on these adventures if you can't tell anybody about them? If I had superpowers, ain't no way I'm keeping it a secret. He's like, the only superpowers I got are talking to birds and keeping you out of trouble. And then we find out that he's actually helping down at volunteering at the jail and doing community outreach, following in his footsteps, which is really kind of cool. That he's doing work at the MDC, Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Yeah. Oh, no, they're still talking about him over at the MDC, and they're doing a book club next month. And it's kind of cool just to get a come down, kind of like focusing on Sam's family a little bit. I wish it kind of took more of the issue, to be honest with you, to kind of connect and see him just doing kind of downtime and seeing him kind of work with the rest of the people. And it's not a bad thing that we don't get that kind of stuff, because we then see that Sam is still kind of dealing with stuff. And Misty's like, come on, what's going on? Get your dancing shoes on. It's like your own birthday party. Why does it look like you're at a funeral? He's like, he feels like he's got unfinished business. And that she's saying that you can't live in that suit. And I get that. But what Sam then talks about is like, we were in Dimension Z, and he just kept thinking about Joaquin. How all that he's going through, worried that he'll lose control. What White Wolf did for him, that he wasn't there, but then Misty counteracts those points, being like, you were, and he's not alone. He's with family, just like you, and you gotta be real with yourself. All that time in the air, you can't see what's on the ground. The people who love you and who need you aren't somewhere you need wings to get to. They're right there in that living room. It's like, yeah, that's an important bit. Let's see. And there are a lot of them. Whatever happened to Sam Wilson, Lone Wolf? And then he's like, please don't say wolf. That's very triggering right now. And that Misty knows that he's bad at taking days off. He needs to learn how to sit still and listen to someone says, thanks, you did a good job, as he then thanks her for doing a good job. And that she wants to dance to the Temptations. And he talks to Gideon, saying that she doesn't get it, having wings and being told not to fly. And that kind of then links back up with Joaquin as we kind of go through here. Jodie's like, okay, I got some tickets to the Apollo. There's this new guy, Bobby Marks. He roasts Sam pretty good, thinking if Misty could help get him to tag along, and she thinks it might actually cheer him up. We then switch over to Mohanda, and we start seeing stuff for the people and checking in on them. It's like, all right, Tilda and Prime Minister Sisulu. And Tilda's like, if you're here to stop me, I'm not doing that. And she's like, I'm just going to make sure that you're sleeping. What good of a Minister of Science and Technology who cannot stay awake during our briefings? And that she's so close to reverse the mutation so that Joaquin can be like human or normal. And it's like, wow, like, that's a very, granted, I can understand the science aspect of attempting to figure out if you can do this, and then also doing it to help someone. So it's kind of cool to see her character do this, even though I'm not that well versed with her. I'm like, that's an important thing to do. And they don't know much about the poison White Wolf created, and not just doing this for Falcon. She's doing it for Mohanda. If there's a way to counteract the effects of this chemical that altered Joaquin Torres, she's going to find it. It's like, that makes a lot of sense. That's really smart to be able to have that kind of cure available if things go nutty-doo-dah. And then, of course, Sisulu's like, the most important question, will he even want this cure? And, of course, Tilda's like, of course he'd want it. He's in constant pain. What he calls his hunger is ripping him apart. Look at what the chemical is doing to his molecular structure. It's a constant battle with his healing factor, like a bone breaking and resetting and breaking again over and over. Who would want that? Just be sure that if you bring this to him, whatever happens next is his choice. We are not our enemy. And that's a good distinction. And it's like, yeah, the thing is, you could think that that would be how Joaquin kind of wants to deal with it. But, of course, we have to see in this what's going on later in the issue. And then we pretty much go to the Apollo. We see the dude doing his set. Talking about Banff and Snick and all that kind of stuff. Send your ass to the mirror dimension kind of stuff. Let's see. Rent so damn high. Yellow cabs and Arnim Zola kind of stuff. Talking about like redlining. Ain't no Avengers mansions getting blown up on my street. That's for damn sure. Talking about like Sam Wilson back in town. They need a city-destroying battle that they're overdue for it. Let's see. But then saying that it's good to have one of Harlem's own holding the shield, and that Sam Wilson's got a regular name too, that he knows like maybe 5 of them or whatnot, and that all of them have a Sam Wilson in our lives. It's like, okay, interesting kind of stuff there. Sam looks more uncomfortable than anything, which I'm like, yeah, not great, I'd be uncomfortable. Like, it's like, do you laugh at it? Do you not? Like, I can understand if it's like a really good one that hits you and you're just like, yep, that's on point. And then we shift over to Sonita, Arizona, and we see Joaquin pretty much going around. He's getting rabbits, he's flying, and he definitely looks kind of more vampirish. And then he starts getting back, like, he can still fly in the sun, and then he gets back at kind of night, and that his abuela had made his tea, and that Luisa can make dinner, and that's Rabbit again, and they're like, who's that? And Joaquin tells her to get inside, as we see that Sisulu and Tilda pop up, as well as Beth Bile, and they want to talk with Joaquin. Pretty much being like, analyze the compounds, and that they found a cure, and that he kind of looks a little bit freaked out, even though the abuela's like, hey, that's great. And then we see later that they're kind of talking. He's talking with Luisa, and he's like, it's a lot. We don't know what effects this is going to have on me. Will I lose the little good that came out of what happened with Dr. Malice? Will I no longer be Falcon? Besides, I'm getting a handle on it. Abuela's tea is working. I can finally look at myself in the mirror. I can control the hunger for the most part. And then she's like, but you're in constant pain. But we notice it, and Abuela cries every night praying for you. Think of Paco. But I can protect you, even like this. I can still do what I need to do. I can still be a hero. When I'm feeling well enough, I can get back to Sam and we can. But she's like, what about you? And he's putting all these other people, like, there does have to be a balance. Like, you could still be a hero without all these things. And the thing is, he still wants to be able to fly. And that her and Paco will still will hold him up. You won't even feel the difference, which I think was nice. That's a kind of awesome way to kind of do that. We shift back over to Sam, and we see that he's pretty much sleeping, but we see that Red Wing pops up and talks about him to Joaquin, and he's like, ah, shit. And then he sees that the Mohandan flag is there. He gets to Arizona fucking fast. Like, fast travel in this is just ungodly in certain kind of instances. Now, granted, I get it. It would derail the story, but like, put like a time frame reference or something like that. So we see that he flies up to him, asking if everything's all right, what's going on. He talks about them offering a cure and asking what to do. He's getting it under control. I'm not as dangerous as I was, but you're scared this will make it worse, that it'll change him. What if he loses his wings? What if I lose Red Wing? What if I can't fight anymore? And then, of course, Sam does what Sam does when he's written in character. With or without wings, you will always be Joaquin Torres. You will always be a hero. Always. I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you that whatever you choose, you have my full and unwavering support. That's Sam, and that's Cap right there, man. And then he asks, you want to fly for a bit? I thought you'd never ask. And the issue ends with them flying off, and we don't know what'll be chosen. We'll have to see if Cap 750 talks about that. And then we get the writer, Tochi Onyebuchi, pretty much thanking everybody for reading and how this was an honor to do. So that pretty much tells me that this is pretty much ending off, because I didn't see this in the solicitations or anything. So the only way, at least that I know of at the moment, unless anybody's got other kind of information to see Sam Cap, is in the Avengers. And since that's kind of going on, and this seems to be done, unless they somehow surprise another one solicitation-wise. Now, granted, I'll be looking into that. I'll be replacing this with Avengers. So, yeah. But I like this one because the craziness that was going on in the Cold War just kind of went nuts. And this was a just rip back to focus of Sam, Joaquin, and Misty, and just dealing with the fallout and the coming down of the event. And it worked very well as an issue, and wrote Sam, Misty, and Joaquin in character, like dealing with problems that make sense to them and dealing with them in ways that make sense to the characters. I know that's a weird thing to say, but it's an important aspect, and I really enjoyed this. I liked seeing Sam worrying about Joaquin and everything, even though it's his birthday and all that, because the thing is, when you have a birthday like that, you want all your friends and family there, and Joaquin's friend and family. And I really liked the art in this issue. It worked really well. I liked how they were, how Sam, Misty, and Joaquin looked. They just worked very well. So I definitely like this art team for any kind of other book as well. I mean, this is actually a pretty good last shot of the issue that just works really well. So next we've got Captain America 750, and then we've got Captain America Finale, kind of wrapping everything out before we then get to the relaunch that'll be happening in September. So yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I can't wait to see where Captain America, both Steve and Sam, goes next. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.